choice win for scoring in Group 21. And a good win for Hunter Sports High School into an NRL Schools Rugby League competition.
Matano as he sails underneath the posts, and they go coast to coast. Hunter Sports High School, they've got their second.
Points to Latano in the first 7 minutes.
I'm not going to ask you if he kicks this right. We all know what happened at Ipswich that day. Here's Vitano, adds the extras, 10 points to nil. Hunter leading Farah, early stages.
But first, it was an incredible win for Scone up in the Group 21 Rugby League. It was part of round 11 of the competition after they hammered Muswellbrook with a historic victory. It was just incredible for Scone, who were just too strong for their rivals right throughout the game.
It
was an incredible night to remember, and of course Scone managing to defeat their rivals Muswellbrook right throughout the game.
Jared Wicks gets a ball, steps through one of his right foot and goes through some feeble defence for a
try after try right throughout
last
the
tackle,
game.
Rich. No urgency there at all.
Just not well read at all by Muswellbrook. Their play standing off.
And of course, Scone leading 26-6.
He went straight
Scone leading 26 to 8.
Poor old Wade, he just didn't see that right hand foot step from Jared Wicks, and Wicks he just trundled over on the last tackle. 26 points to 8, 23 and a half minutes to go in this
game. And it was
game.
incredible for Scone.
I see Liam Anderson. Here's Caleb Taylor. Charges full towards the line.
Good news came for Adam Clydesdale.
Ball
as
goes
he
out
quickly
wide to Adam
scored for
Clydesdale.
Scone.
Plenty of runners onto Ashton Frost. He goes straight and hard. He's up over the 10-metre line. He's 5 out, directly in front of the uprights. Clydesdale goes
Scone managed to score a try.
Unders to Ashton Frost, onto Hayden Topless, and Topless. That's a famous Scone move, and he's picked up and belted to the ground by a couple of boys there, Bailey Ellis and Jack Wooden. Here's a flat pass again. It's the famous move as he swiveled around and scored. Clydesdale from dummy half, and he hits a flat ball charging to Sam Fector, and I think he's going to point to the try, Reggie. Has he? Yeah. Pull apart.
He's ordered a pull apart for dinner, so...
Did he get the ball down? There was a throng of players.
Of course, with that said, it was just huge for Scone.
Scone are very happy. They're celebrating. There you
with
go,
the try
30 points
scored,
to 8 here.
Scone led 30 to 8.
10.5 minutes to go. They've scored under the post, and that's that move again, Reggie.
I said it.
Adam Clydesdale.
30 points to 8 it was.
Half, short flat pass. Took the
before they had a kick to come to make it 32 to 8.
Turned around and assisted with the tackle, but big boy like that's running hard, flattered against the line. And again, it's that Topless, and I think once a bit more game time back in Topless, and we'll see some glimpses of what he's done in the past.
Yeah. Well, I just see Hayden Topless and James Everly come off the field. James Everly's had a fair crack tonight. He's had a really good game. And young Riley Pennell's on the field, and he's come on for Hayden Topless. So I think Riley Pennell will go back to fullback, which he is.
Plenty of speed, Riley Pennell.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I've seen the last time I watched Scone, he was on the wing. So this will be interesting. Reggie,
then Scone led
a message to the rest of the competition, aren't they, mate? Well, the teams are in front of them. I don't think it's worrying Adam Clydesdale.
Muswellbrook scored after that.
Here's Warden, 30 metres out.
And Scone managed to score one more try.
He gets through another player, turns it back inside to JJ Apthorpe, and his momentum drags him across, swivels over and plants the ball down for another try.
Scone leading 36 to 14.
3.5 minutes to go.
Of course, that's how it stayed though. Scone winning the match 36 to 14. But meanwhile in the other games, Greta Brankston secured a win over Aberdeen 52 to 6, while Denman secured a win over Singleton 30 to 26. still in rugby league and in the New South Wales schools competition, and Hunter Sports High School has all but kicked it off by securing a victory over Farrer. It was just fantastic for Hunter Sports High School, who were too good for their rivals right throughout the game. It was amazing as both Farrer and Hunter Sports High School managed to take on against each other. Hunter Sports High School were the first to score.
And Vitano, it is the fullback who reaches out and slams the ball down. And Hunter Sports High had the opener, courtesy of Connor Vitano.
Then Vitano scored his second try, as Hunter Sports High School scored back-to-back tries.
Infield to Vitano. He's going to get a double. The fullback, Connor Vitano, as he sails underneath the posts. And they go coast to coast. Hunter Sports High School, they've got their second.
Points to Latano.
Then it was time for a kick for goal. It was a conversion one.
Here's Vitano.
10-0.
The extras, 10 points to nil.
Is how it certainly became.
Early stages. It's still with Hunter Sports.
And of course, Hunter Sports High School still had it.
He is, as the crowd loved that tackle there by the little number 2 in Cooper Blinman it was. So the kick comes in, strong chase from Hunter. Oh boy!
And of course, great news for Hunter Sports High School. They scored their third try.
It's Demaya Ainu. Would you believe it? Hunter Sports High School.
They of course led 14-0.
They've only got 2 defenders on the left side. This time they come in field.
Then
Hooley.
Farrer threatened to come back.
Inside the 10 here. Back-to-back possessions. Huge opportunity for Farrer. William Milson. And now, Weathering fires it back out to that left side. And coming in on the angle, Spiggs like a freight train. Unstoppable. And he has Farrer's first. And Farrer hit the scoreboard. Oh, Logan Spiggs, get out of my way, he says. Much like Hunter Sports, a try scorer for Farrer.
With Hunter Sports High School leading by 12, it was brilliant for Hunter Sports High School.
It was Lachlan Gatt who's on the field as they come towards the middle. Oh, thought about the offload there. Did Riley Moses Kincaid, and going himself here is Jacob Bacon.
Good defence.
Held up over the line. A try here would make it interesting. Farrer,
as it was held up,
by 8 and
of course,
attacking.
Hunter Sports High School did everything.
And
of course,
of
course, Farrer scored their second try.
Right in front of their
even though it wasn't enough, but thankfully, good news for Hunter Sports High School. They managed to secure a win.
And strikes it. And he's got it as Spinks goes bang from the sideline. It's a 2-point game.
And of course, good news came for Hunter Sports High School. They managed to secure a win. It was right up in the final minute,
there is the full-time
with Hunter Sports High School winning 14-12.
And hanging on in the end, thanks to some really solid defence, it must be said, from the Hunter out.
Right up at
14
full-time.
points to 12.
To the NOL, and the Newcastle Knights, Bradman Best and Jacob Saifidi have been named for the New South Wales Blues ahead of the third State of Origin in Sydney. Best scored his first hat-trick against the Bulldogs on Sunday, with the Knights winning 66-0.
Too strong. Great start.
All on everyone's faces for a couple of hours.
I heard you say in the pre-game that you saw a look in Caelan's eye this week and you're expecting a big game from him. Did that exceed your expectations?
Yeah, it was great to go up by 6s. I think he kicked 11 from 11, club record with Joey, or equalled it. I reckon he's had a real good 4 or 5 weeks for us. But the leadership group sort of set the tone early in the week and set the standards, and he just He gets a look in his eye, I know, when he's got his head on.
So more good news for the Knights as their under 19 as their New South Wales Blues under 19 players, Miles Martin and Jermaine McEwen were selected as part of the clash against the Maroons on July 13th. Coming up after the break.
Furniture inspired by nature, crafted for fashion, comfortable furniture designed for functions built to last. Express your creativity, breathtakingly romantic, soft classic elegance with timeless character, unparalleled attention to detail, rustic charm with an urban edge. Unique, time-worn furniture designed and handcrafted for vintage lovers. A fashionable home is yours with demand.
We'd like to thank our manufacturing partners for helping us to expand our present box here at QX. Nobody can have better real estate service than Dowling, supporting local business, charities and supporting box. The Dowling Box, great real estate service. Dowling. And Dowling, you're always a winner. Dowling. Buying and selling.
Following their massive win over the Bulldogs, two Knights have been rewarded with selection in the Blues squad for Game 3. Jacob Saifidi will join Bradman Best in camp before New South Wales looks to salvage some pride in Sydney.
Scoring his first career hat-trick and a debut Origin selection to boot, it's been a stellar 24 hours for Bradman Best, who's played every game for the Knights this season.
He put the work in, went through a period there where he copped a bit of flack for going to Bali and building a refugee place.
This isn't the first time the 21-year-old will represent New South Wales, scoring an incredible runaway try for the under-16s in 2017. While Tyson Frizzell missed out, Best will be joined by Jacob Saifidi. His club coach has been singing his praises since before Game 1.
I thought what Jacob did up there at Suncorp last year was exceptional when he came on the field. He had 3 big moments in the game.
Ponga put on a masterclass against the Bulldogs, matching the club record of 11 goals in one game set by Andrew Johns. The skipper has still chosen not to put himself up for Maroon's selection.
I've already spoken to Billy. I thanked him actually for not picking me for Game 1. I thanked him for allowing me to get back to playing footy.
The Knights celebrating the end of a losing streak and a historic victory, the club's biggest ever. It wasn't just their attack drawing praise, desperate defence secured them a clean sheet.
All the chat after the tries weren't, scoring more, it was just keeping them to 0. Jacko was leading that. He just kept saying, boys, Points are good, but keeping them to 0 is even better.
With coaches on the chopping block at this stage of the season, the result eases pressure on Adam O'Brien for now.
I don't think that's a fluke, the defensive stuff. I reckon that's been coming for a while, but I was proud of all of them.
Despite the extraordinary scoreline, the Knights remain 14th, heading into their third bye.
We've got a working week this week. We're certainly not going to Bali. We're going to be working hard.
Sophie Scanlon, NBN News.
Hope not. Anyway, the Hunters Rhiannon Ifland has extended her lead in the cliff diving series, registering a 10th straight win. The 6-time defending world champion was never challenged in Italy, claiming victory in front of more than 40,000 spectators.
A unique event where competitors must walk through a historic village and local homes to reach the platform. As usual, none of that fazed Rhiannon Ifland. With a huge contingent of fans in attendance, the world champion was able to hold off her main rival, Molly Carlson from Canada.
That ought to do it. And did you expect anything different from the champ?
It's definitely not a fluke. Like, it's been many, many years of hard work to get to this point today.
Ifland says her new approach of just keeping it simple is paying off.
I think the main thing for me is just, preparing mentally before I even step on the platform. And I make sure that the process is done. And then when I'm there, I'm thinking about only 2 key things. And that's the takeoff and the entry.
The series now moves to Japan on August 3, allowing Rhiannon time to head home to Lake Macquarie.
Most definitely, I'm going to take a few days and just go surfing or hang out with the family, just completely disconnect, because I find that really important.
Definitely. And of course, the Hunters' Christian Mansell has registered his best finish in the Formula 3 class, grabbing 17th in the feature race in Austria. The teenager stayed strong throughout the 26-lap event.
Mansell was left disappointed after finishing outside the points in the sprint race. He was determined to make amends, but sat as far back as 11th midway through the feature. The 18-year-old persevered, edging into 7th by the checkered flag, earning valuable championship points. The next round is this weekend at Silverstone. Swansea's Tom Edwards has just wrapped up the World Supersport event in the UK, finishing 14th. He remains in second spot in the Challenger Series with 4 rounds to go. The North Stars have maintained third in the Australian Ice Hockey League thanks to a 4-3 win over the Melbourne Ice. Tanner Butler made it 1-1 before putting Newcastle in front.
Coast to coast for Butler.
A little bit of Bobby Orr there, taking it up from your own end, skating all the way down and scoring 5 holes.
Francis Drolet made it 3-1 in the second period. Butler completed his hat-trick as Newcastle held on for an important victory. The North Stars will now face the Ice Dogs in Sydney on Saturday. Fresh from signing a deal with the Sydney Flames in the WNBL, Newcastle's Lara McSpadden has led Rockhampton to back-to-back wins in the NBL 1 North.
McSpadden trying to move LJ, and she's able to, gets the 2 points, and LJ Williams has now got 3 fouls.
She finished with 24 points and 10 rebounds as the Cyclones moved up to third. Fellow local Quat Noy had 22 and 11 as he helped the Sunshine Coast to victory over Mackay. And in the NBL 1 South, Cassidy McLean and her Bendigo Spirit look unstoppable, beating Mount Gambier to register an 18th straight win.
Before I go tonight, it was the round 11 showing at the Northern Rivers Regional Rugby League Championships. The Mullumbimby Giants margined out the Cudgeon Hornets while the Kyogle Turkeys fell at Tweed Coast. Lower Clarence ruled the roost over the Lismore Maris Brothers, and the Byron Bay Red Devils reigned supreme over the Casino Cougars, as Alexander Reeves reports.
A showdown at Queen Elizabeth Park between the Casino Cougars and the Byron Red Devils.
A break from Byron's Michael Thomas gave his side the opening points. Just metres from the line, Abel Atunisia took his chance for the visitors. Trailing 12-0 after 25 minutes, it was slick teamwork which got Cougars on the board. Michael Thomas returning serve and crossing for his second of the afternoon. Casino up for the fight. Blink and you would have missed it, the home side Kurz Walker getting the job done. The Red Devils regaining their 2-try lead when Joel Stocks barged his way through the defence. Sending his side into the sheds 22-10 up, the Red Devils veteran Sam Seville slid between the posts. Casino replying with a slick play from Graham Terry, narrowing the gap 14-38. Casino Joel Stocks made his second break. That's as close as it came for Casino, Byron running away to win 44-22. Alexandra Rees, NBN News.
Let's look at a bit of Central Coast Rugby Union before we go. Of course, Avoca was smashed late Macquarie in round 11. The Sharks were on the attack from the opening whistle, annihilating the Roos in Bullaroo 53-7.
In a battle of top and bottom, Avoca owned it from the get-go. 7 minutes in and the Sharks opened the scoring. The Avoca forwards stepped it up a notch, showcasing their might with this neat pushover try. No successful conversions, yet the Sharks still led 10-0. With a strong grasp of that lead, Avoca went on to post another try to take control of the paddock and the scoreboard. The Sharks kept up the attack, Mitchell Briggs with this stellar sprint down the side, leading to a sweet try under the posts and widening that gap to 20. Briggs was back for more of the same, another dominating dash, and with the conversion finally secured, the Roos trailed by 27 at half-time. Lake Mac awoke from its slumber in the second to post its first try. Conversion complete, and that's all she wrote for the Roos, locked at 7 for the match. Quick in reply, Avoca slid another under the posts. Briggs brought on the goods yet again, his easy-looking hat-trick cementing Avoca's lead. And the hits just kept on coming for the Sharks. The Roos tried all they could, but it was an Avoca annihilation all the way to the final whistle. Lake Mac going down to the Sharks 53-7. In other CCRU games this weekend, Hornsby defeated the Lakes 17-10, Terrigal pipped the Razorbacks 25-23, while Gosford absolutely walloped Woy Woy by 114 unanswered points. Sarah on 2, NBN News.